Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, and I guess I'll put that there. Change things slightly. It is Sunday, and we are going to do a reading for your Divine Masculine's karmic situation. We do the karmic readings on Sunday, and today I have a new layout for you guys. So we're going to check it out and see if you guys like it. Hopefully you will. I kind of designed it myself, and I was hoping that it would give you guys like questions or answers to questions that you guys might be kind of looking at. So you'll have to give me some feedback and tell me if you like this layout and you like the specific questions. Also, if you guys want to type in the comment section below, like certain types of questions that you guys would like to see me do in the readings, I would be more than happy to design some spreads that, include kind of the most commonly asked questions that you guys have for either the Divine Masculine readings, the Shadow readings, the Divine Feminine readings, or the karmic readings that we do. So just let me know if you have any specifics that you want addressed. All right, so this first question is about feelings that your Divine Masculine has for you, Divine Feminine, specifically toward you. And for this, we have 5 of Cups in reverse. So your Divine Masculine has a feeling toward you that they need to somehow forgive themselves. They need to move on from, not you specifically, but maybe move on from regrets, remorse, feeling like they've maybe made some mistakes. I think there's a mixture of emotion here in your Divine Masculine that points toward them feeling like they need to just like let go of something. And it looks like they're probably looking at a lot of life circumstances and feeling like there are certain aspects of the relationship with you that they just don't know how to resolve. And it's been causing them a lot of stress and anxiety. It's been bringing up a lot of fears, and they're feeling like they need to let go of something. So again, it doesn't feel to me that they're feeling that they need to let go of you specifically, but it's feelings revolving around and surrounding the relationship and past experiences that they've had with you that they feel that they need to let go of. So it's on an emotional and mental level of things that have happened with you guys. They have certain regrets and certain remorse about how things have happened between the two of you and mistakes that they feel that they have made. Maybe they feel bad and guilty about some of the things that have happened between the two of you. But I think they're at a place right now where they're feeling like they have to let go of that and move on in order to move forward. This next card is going to focus a little bit more of what's going on with this other person. So this reading in particular is about Divine Masculine's karmic situation. So whoever it is that they are involved with, that it's usually a romantic partner. It can sometimes be, an unhealthy relationship with like a family member or a friend, but typically most of the time it is when we talk about karmic partners with twin flames, it's some type of a romantic relationship that they have either had prior to meeting us, that they developed while or after they met us, or maybe they are in a marriage or something like that. They could have like an ex-spouse. Maybe they're not even in a relationship with anybody, but they have an ex-spouse who is particularly difficult to deal with. It can sometimes create, problems and cause issues in, their ability to be able to move forward. So it can show up in a lot of different ways. Those are just some of the examples. This is going to be a card that's going to focus on the feelings that they have toward this person. And for this, we have Seven of Wands. They are very defensive toward this person. They feel that they need to protect something within themselves. They don't feel safe disclosing who or what they are and what it is that they want. They don't feel like they can be open and vulnerable with this person. There is definitely a feeling of, I must protect myself. I have to keep things close to the heart. I can't be true and authentic with this person. And they are feeling quite competitive with this person. There's probably a lot of back and forth, tit for tat competitiveness that is coming all purely based from an ego-based relationship. And so this person is someone that they may care for, but they definitely don't feel that they can be who they really are with this person. They don't feel that this is a relationship that provides the support and the loyalty. I think they feel that they need to be something that they are not in order to keep this relationship in like a healthy place, which is really just, there's no way around that. Just that in and of itself is going to make this relationship unhealthy. If they don't feel that they can be who they really are, if they feel like they have to kind of uphold some type of mask in order to appease this person or make the relationship function, then it's doomed from the start, right? And that's kind of what's going on in this situation. Sometimes we have to go through these things in life in order to, work out some of our own issues. And that's what karmic partners are for, is working out our issues. And so your divine masculine has met this person to kind of overcome some of the deeper rooted issues that they had prior to even meeting this person. And that's what this looks like. There's some authenticity there that needs to be addressed. If we don't feel that we can be who we are meant to be or who we really want to be, or if we don't even feel like we can like change and grow in the relationship, like in order for us to keep the relationship, we have to maintain some status quo or false image. That's not a healthy thing for your divine masculine to be involved in. This next card is, what is it that your divine masculine wants from you, divine feminine? What are they looking for from you in these back and forth interactions with you, or just kind of the like in and out stuff that's going on? What are they trying to gain from that? What is it that they're seeking from this relationship that they have with you? And for this, we have death. So big changes are happening in your divine masculine's life. And I think that there's some indication in this card that kind of go hand in hand with this first card right here. Like here they're saying they're feeling that they need to let some things go and they need to move on from some of the past experiences and, unmet expectations. This card really goes hand in hand with that, because this is about new beginnings, a rebirth, it's a transformative energy in this card. And in order for them to move into what it is that they actually want with you, they're going to have to let go of some things. And maybe some of the things that they're needing to let go of and move on from have a lot to do with the karmic partner too. I mean, there's always a blending of energy. It's not necessarily that everything is isolated. There's usually like an overlap in kind of how we view things that are going on in our life. And so they are seeing you as, I guess, a catalyst for this, a catalyst for change. You're an inspiration to them. And you've also been somebody who's really, really pointed out to them these areas where they're happy and not happy in their life. Like you haven't even had to try to do this. It's not that you've necessarily verbalized these things to your divine masculine. Some of you may have, but even without verbalizing it, just by being near you and being around your energy, it has shown them a lot of where things are not right in their life. You know, you've had an extraordinary, extraordinarily powerful impact on your divine masculine's perspective and their feelings of where they're at in their life right now. And so they want something, they do want something with you, but they're maybe at a place where, because they're going through a transformation, they're having a difficult time knowing exactly how that could all work out. They do love you very, very much, though. That is very obvious in these cards. You know, the fact that you've created so much joy and that you've given them all this new perspective and you've had such an impact on them and helped them to kind of see like areas in their life that are not in alignment, they can't help but have those strong feelings toward you. So they do want something with you. They're just trying to figure out how they can make all of the pieces of the puzzle come together. It feels very complicated to them, is what I feel. They're feeling overwhelmed and kind of like the whole situation is just a complicated situation from how they see it. You might see it as kind of simple. You're like, okay, we'll just, you know, make some decisions and stick to something for a change. But from their perspective, they seem kind of wishy-washy because they just don't know what the right thing to do is. And they're weighing out all of their feelings and their thoughts and their options. They don't want to hurt anyone. They don't want to hurt you. They don't even want to hurt the karmic person in their life. And I think they're having a hard time trying to find a path where they can avoid hurting someone. But there's probably going to have to be some of that involved. And your divine masculine kind of needs to just figure out what it is that they want and then do that. Because sometimes indecision can just, you know, because we don't want to hurt someone, it can actually lead to actually hurting somebody even more, right? So what is it that they want from this karmic relationship that they're in? What are they looking for from the karmic situation that they are involved in? For this, we have 9 of Wands in reverse. They really wanted a partnership. They wanted a stable and loving relationship. I think they spent a period of time by themselves before they met this other person. And maybe they felt quite lonely, and this person seemed to be someone who could offer relief from that loneliness in their life. Your divine masculine seems to have a lot of fear and paranoia about relationships that could come from childhood experiences or failed relationships or failed attempts at relationships in the past. Maybe they've had parents that modeled a very unhealthy relationship for them, or they've seen someone go through something difficult. Maybe they've even gone through some really awful breakups or a divorce at some point in time. But it's kind of left them with a bit of a jaded perspective that has made it difficult for anyone that's dating them or interested in them to kind of break through and get, you know, to the core. That might be why they're putting like up a mask for this other person as well. There's a lot of fear involved in this relationship. And so they were looking for, and still have been looking for, somebody that they can feel safe with. And that's what they have wanted from this karmic situation. But we can see right here that that is definitely not what they've gotten from this karmic situation. It may be the intention that they have had and still do have, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily working out that way. And that's because it's a karmic relationship. It's meant to show us how we're not in alignment with our true desires. That's what karmic relationships are for. They're relationships that teach us lessons. Now, all relationships are karmic on some level. We have karma that we are dealing with as we are in this world. It's a part of it. And karma is sometimes, I think, a very misunderstood word. People look at it through a subjective lens, and it might mean something different to everyone. But this relationship was something that represented I think, a relief from a period of isolation, but it's being really tainted with a lot of patterns of defensiveness and paranoia and fear. Your divine masculine, though, has a lot of hope and faith that those things can be worked out. And so that's part of the reason why they've been clinging on to this karmic relationship, is because they keep having this hope that things could work out, or that things could get resolved, or that the issues can be dealt with, and that they can come together with a like a shared vision or like a shared goal. But they're two very different people with very different goals, and so whether that could work out or not, we'll have to kind of wait and see. But most likely, being that it is a karmic relationship, it's there for a season, not for a lifetime. Soulmates, we can still have karma with and still have karmic parts of the relationship, but they can oftentimes be more for a lifetime. Karmic situations are typically shorter. They can be days, months, or even just like a few short years. Sometimes they can be longer, though. You know, we can have karmic relationships that last for decades. So, you know, but there's usually kind of how you define that as a soulmate relationship can feel very loving, and like there's a team mentality between the two of you, and it's supportive and uplifting. A karmic relationship is typically difficult and destructive, even though there's still some parts of it that are really, really good, because that's what, you know, brings us into the relationship. But it's usually about two people kind of coming together, triggering each other and causing growth. And then, it, you know, once that karma has been dealt with, it ends. You know, it's very different than a twin flame or a soulmate relationship. A twin flame relationship is about an awakening. It's about your spiritual awakening. So it's a little bit different than those. So none of them, there can be overlap, I guess, in the way that you see some of them work out, but they all have very different purposes in our life. All right, so this next card is, will they let the other person go? Will they let the other person go anytime soon, right? That's usually what we're hoping for. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So there's some greed and dependence going on here, which means that there could be a delayed period of time before they allow this karmic relationship to kind of go, like before the lessons are learned. It's not so much necessarily that it's a choice that we let it go. I mean, it always is. There's always a choice there, but it doesn't always feel that way. It kind of just seems like we learn a lesson and then it dissolves naturally in the 3D world. Like some tower moment happens, and, you know, a series of events takes place, a shift takes place within us, and then the things that no longer serve us fall away. And it looks to me with this card coming up, as far as a breakup between, or a separation, or kind of a letting go of this relationship, it's going to take a period of time before that takes place. Whether that's 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, I guess we'll have to kind of just wait and see. It's not really indicating, as far as I can see with this card, something happening anytime soon, just because of what this card represents. It's dependency for either financial reasons, for greed, like some type of an emotional codependency. But there is something there that is creating an attachment for your divine masculine to this other karmic person, but it's not a healthy attachment. Okay, so, you know, in the spiritual awakening, we're kind of collapsing duality. So you could look at an unhealthy attachment as being presented to your divine masculine for a healthy reason, which is to lift them to a higher state of consciousness and awareness by learning lessons. So that's a way to transmute that or alchemize that energy, at least from the divine feminine's perspective. They're going to need to do that on their own. But there's definitely some indication here. Your divine masculine is going to stay in a place of hoping that this will change for a period of time. And we'll just kind of have to watch and see what goes on with that. They're definitely... Something about this card makes me feel too that like there is some deceit or some deception going on with the karmic. That the karmic partner or person that they're interested in or are with or entangled with isn't being honest or loyal, which I don't know that your divine masculine is with them either, especially because there's something going on with you that they're not telling the karmic partner about at all. Like they're not even disclosing that. Like if the karmic partner knows about it, there's no discussion. You know, they just avoid that completely and entirely. But there's some type of betrayal that I'm sensing coming from the karmic toward the divine masculine in your life. So I don't know, kind of watch that. I get a kind of a creepy vibe from that card there that makes me feel that something's amiss with whoever it is that they're dealing with. All right, so this last card is a little advice to you, Divine Feminine. What should you do based upon where you're at in this situation, what's going on with your Divine Masculine? What kind of advice does Source have for you as you're kind of, you know, witnessing and watching all of this go down? And for this, which just completely flew out of the deck, none of these other cards did. I take them, I shuffle, and take from the bottom. But if a card flies out, then I know that that's the one. And just as I said, you know, what does Source have as far as advice from you? This one fell out onto the floor. So we're going to go with this one, which is the Sun. And I think the advice from Source is, if you look at this, this is the Tarot of Opposition, right? This would be in reverse. And this is upright. And I don't know if you notice or not, but it's, you know, there's like kind of a sadness. And then this part right here is like definitely a joy and happiness. And in reverse, there's, you know, delayed gratification, depression. But in the upright, it's happiness and joy and, you know, positive outcomes, success. The feeling that I'm getting from this Divine Feminine is that you should just focus on yourself and not tie your own joy, your own experience of happiness, your feelings of value and self-worth to anything that happens outside of you, including what's going on in your Divine Masculine's world or the relationship with the two of you. I know that's much easier said than done, but I think that that's the reason why Source is encouraging you to try to focus on your own joy and your own happiness so that you can live in that state of being, which is really your birthright, while all this other stuff is being worked out. I think Source wants you to just trust Source, that all is happening as it's meant to, and that this situation will work itself out the way that it's supposed to. And it will be for your highest good and for your Divine Masculine's highest good and any other karmic or soulmate that we have in our life. It'll be for the highest good of all involved. So tap into that part within you where Source exists and be in that sunlight, be in that joy. I'm going to get you guys an oracle card. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reading, and hopefully it gave you some answers to some questions. And again, please, you guys, if you have, questions, or you would like to see certain types of questions in these readings, I would love for you to give me some input, and I can definitely design some of those readings to include the questions that you're looking for. Also, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We would really appreciate your support on the channel, and we love that you are here with us. We love your feedback and your opinions, so please, by all means, share them. And then if you're interested in group membership, which we have group calls that happen several times a week, and you get to talk to all of us, all of our coaches. We've been doing this for a very long time, and we've been working with Twin Flames for a very long time. So we have a lot of knowledge, and we're able to really give you guys some clear information. It takes a little bit of time to kind of go through this journey, right? It's not an overnight process, but we can help you along the way to kind of tune in with those parts of yourself that can give you the personalized answers that you need, which of course can only come from within, right? Between you and Source. So we would love to kind of support you in your journey that way. Also, you would get access to our Facebook group, and also discounts on one-on-ones and tarot readings. We do have personal tarot readings. If you have an interest in personal tarot readings, I would love the opportunity to do one for you. And so we have several options there, and we also have one-on-ones with all of our coaches that you can sign up for if you have, personal questions that you would like addressed. We would love the opportunity to meet with you and to talk with you and help you kind of work out anything that you've got going on. We know how difficult this journey can be, and we are strictly here to support you with anything that you need, and to give you resources of places and people and books and information that could support you on your journey. Your card today is Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Well, that is a great card for this karmic reading, right? Let's see what this says to your divine masculine or you about what is going on with this karmic situation. Life on earth is full of experiences. It is our human brain that views outcomes as good or bad. The soul simply enjoys them as chances to grow, learn to see the big picture of life instead of the minutiae. Failure to accomplish a task is merely the opportunity to evolve, and the negative connotation of the word failure can prevent you from trying again. I think this has a lot to do with the things that have been holding your divine masculine back from being able to open themselves up to a truly happy relationship or a fulfilling relationship. You can't have a healthy relationship or even attract a healthy partner if you're not being authentic, and your divine masculine is not being authentic. And then here they are in this relationship where I think there's a lot of deception and stuff going on between these two that is only going to reinforce some of this fear. But really, this karmic situation is meant for them to be able to work that stuff out and then rise above it. So lessons are going to have to be learned, and it's going to be difficult for your divine masculine as they learn them. So, says, you must come to the realization that there is no judgment involved in your soul's lessons. Realize that what you view as failure is just your soul telling you that there is another path. Embrace the maxim, when one door closes, another one opens. It is a time for you to stop any negative emotional investment you have in the outcome. Revel in the knowingness that everything will reveal itself when it's meant to. No matter what, be true to your dream and the creative process. I think this is also kind of reinforcing Source's advice to you, Divine Feminine, that, when we let go of outcomes, but we truly know that we are being guided and held up by the universe. We're maturing on a soul level, and we're being true to ourselves. That is so key. And you got to remember too, there's always a mirroring in the relationship with the divine masculine and the divine feminine. If there's some inauthenticity going on with your divine masculine, maybe take a look and make sure that there's no inauthenticity going on with you, even toward yourself. Like oftentimes what's going on is the as within, so without. I mean, the divine masculine is out. They're without, right? They're on the outside of you. And sometimes what we see going on in that situation is a reflection of what's going on within us. But it's not like we're pushing the divine masculine away, or we're, that's kind of why I don't really like it when people say that, because it's not really that. It's more that there's parts of ourselves maybe that we're pushing away, or that we're lying to ourselves about, or refusing to look at, or refusing to deal with. And that's what this journey is all about, is self-reflection, ascension, our spiritual journey, our soul's growth and maturing, to become the best version of itself. So go within, kind of check that stuff out for yourself, divine feminine. And hopefully this gives you some answers as to maybe why the divine masculine is doing some of the stuff that they're doing, and why there's so much turmoil in that relationship with their karmic. Thanks, you guys, for being here. I will see you guys next week. Take care. I hope you had a great weekend, and I'll see you later.